Hey guys, this is Karthikeya Kanpal from Apex FinServe and I'm back with your daily dose of charge for tomorrow's trading session. Now, today was the budget and quite happily I would like to say that the market went as per our expectations again. We had a nominally bullish expectation, not as much of course, but we had a really good trading session nonetheless on Nifty. On my personal trades, I was able to book almost, or in fact just a bit over 400 points, which is quite likely, or most definitely rather, the highest I've ever booked in an intraday trade on Nifty. On Bank Nifty as well, we did capture around 750 to 800 points, but I was not able to capitalize much there because I was focused on the other running trade on Nifty. On the equity side, we didn't really have much to do with the watch list doing green, so that's all we have to talk about on that front. Now, moving on to what's new for tomorrow. But first, of course, I hope you had a wonderful trading session as well. Let me know how was your trading session down in the comment section below, whether it was green or red. Either way, let us know. Now, moving on to the equity trade for tomorrow. The first one that we have is a long planned on ACC, whereas it has recently broken the strong lower high that it was making. So we're going to go for a long at the recent swing high that was broken at 1650. Stop loss at 1630. Ideal targets 1% on the upside. The second one is a Titan, similar to ACC. It has broken the lower high that it was making, and the entry logic is also similar. Roll reversal to high, plus it's also a recent swing high that has been broken. So we're going to go for a long at 1465, stop loss at 1445, ideal targets 1% on the upside. Moving on to the third trade, Mindtree. Now this is one that has failed to break the lower high formation that it was in, but keeping in mind the strong pullback that it has observed today, we're going to go for a conservative short at the nearest supply zone at 1725, stop loss at 1745, ideal targets 1% on the downside. Moving on to the fourth one is Jubilant Foods. Similar to Mindtree, it has failed to break the lower high structure that it was running in. So here also we are going to go for a demand turn supply zone trade at 2685, a bit conservative, but keeping in mind the bullish pullback that we had today. With the stop loss going at 2715, ideal targets 1% as usual. Moving on to the final equity trade is Tata Steel, where it has broken lower high formation and made a fresh swing high. However, since the fresh high is too close to the previous swing high that has been broken, we are going to go for a long near the previous swing low at 615, stop loss at 605, ideal targets 1% on the upside. Now, coming to the indices, because I believe that is where people have participated the most today. Some people managed to make a ton of money. I hope none of you guys managed to lose a ton of money. If not making money is fine though. Now for tomorrow, if you have not carried any position, that would be quite a relaxing scenario. But in case you have carried longs, me myself I have not carried longs, but if you have carried longs, I would say that it is safe to carry longs as long as 14 250 or 14 235 220 is being protected, or on the conservative side, as long as you don't have an hourly candle closing under 14 200 or 14 220, it is still safe to carry out your longs onto the next trading sessions. However, keeping in mind the violent up move, I would say that a small corrective move is necessary for this kind of move to go on and on. So any pullback till 14150 or 14100 could be a really nice opportunity to enter new longs. When I talk about the option chain for Nifty, I have immediate resistance at 14400 with 117,000 added contracts, important resistance at 14500 with 430,000 added contracts. On the support side, I have 14300 with 587,000 added contracts, significant at 14200 with a massive 1.8 million added contracts. On the PCR front, I have it at 0.94, which is mildly let's just say it's plain bearish. It's not aggressively bearish or slightly bearish, it's just plain bearish, which does signify that a lot of people were anticipating that today's budget might induce a fresh slowdown or a fresh sell-off in the markets, but it happened quite the opposite. Let's see what happens tomorrow. To me, as I said, if you have carried 14200, can check close should be your exit signal. If you are waiting to initiate fresh longs in the direction of the trend, 14150 14200 ke beech mein, any price depending upon your analysis could be a sound entry point. Moving on to the second index, Bank Nifty. Now Bank Nifty has wildly outperformed Nifty today. Just going by the structure, if you understand phase analysis, if you haven't, I made a separate video on that. Please do check it out. It's a really simple concept, but an important one. You can see Nifty ka previous swing high or significant swing high comes out to be at 14,750, and it is still far away from that level. Whereas on Bank Nifty, if I check that level, it has broken that. 32,800 was the nearest significant swing high, and that has been broken very strongly with a strong bullish flag formation. So either Nifty has to catch up, or Bank Nifty has to have a correction or a retracement. For me, to be honest, Nifty does have a healthy room left for an up move, but Bank Nifty has to have a correction because other sectors have to catch up. It cannot single-handedly pull everything by itself. On Bank Nifty, I would suggest refrain on initiating fresh long positions right now. However, if you do want to, then any price near 32,600, 32,550 can be a sensible entry for longs. No shorts, of course, right now. Absolutely no shorts until it breaks 33,000 on the downside. On the option chain front, I have 33,300 as immediate resistance with 103,000 added contracts. Significant at 33,500 with 188,000 added contracts. Support comes in at 33,000 with 79,000 added contracts. Significant at 32,800 with 73,000 added contracts. On the PCR front, it is at 0.98 or PCR of volume, so nothing special here as well. From an intraday trader's perspective, to be honest, Nifty offers a lot more opportunities right now when compared to Bank Nifty. I would advise not to trade for Bank Nifty at least 1 or 2 days. Let it settle down, come back into a nice trading range where you can interact, or not interact rather, you can watch it interact with some zones and then trade accordingly. Now this marks the end of today's video, guys. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel and press that bell notification icon as well. I hope you have a wonderful green trading session tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night. Bye.